100% record has been kept by Damien.
Yeah.
And only with two guys in the race.
Yeah, we've got guys in Girona and we've got guys in Turkey. So we didn't have many guys. It was supposed to be Reese as well, but he came down with a cold on the end of the week. So it was always going to be difficult with three because everyone's trying to beat us, obviously. But luckily, it's a good selective course, and the wind helps today. It's not normally quite long enough to really come back to the guys maybe like us that have been racing already this year. So it is a danger. There is some real good riders in the field. There's definitely ringers in there. There's 5 or 6 guys that could win on any given Sunday. So it's difficult, and I do put pressure on the guys because I'm trying to keep the record going. At some point we won't, but Damien has been going well though. He rode really well for us in Valencia, and he rode really well on camp. So I was quite confident that as long as he thought the beginning of the race through, he could come through. So and he showed that. He rode a really nice race.
It says a lot about a rider when he can actually not control the race, but Alex was away, he went away with someone else, and then he chose the right moment to move. So he's got that winning instinct.
Yeah, he didn't panic. We discussed the way the circuit would play out if he was solo and how hard it would be in certain moments. So with the other guy, with Damien, he knew when to take his chance, and they obviously used each other to go. The other guy rode really well, and they used each other to get across. And Damien thought it through, but I think he's thinking about his racing a little bit more now. He's also got a different role in the team for this year. He's got very much. He's going to take his chances when he gets them because he's not going to get tons of chances in the racing because we're using him as a worker, and he does a bloody good job of it. So he's going to end up racing a lot but doing a specific role.
So what about the team for this year? What are the because we've got quite a late start, basically April
in the UK.
In the UK, but you've got quite busy.
Yeah, we've done Valencia. We've just finished Turkey. We've taken a jersey in Turkey and a top 10 in GC.
So that was
Jacob took a jersey. I think Matt is very close to points jersey as well, but we're yet to have the result. I think he's just been picked. The guys have ridden really nicely. I've been really pleased with how we've delivered and had to win these little splits. Ben got a bit unlucky yesterday where somebody let a wheel go in the front group on the finish, which lost him 4 seconds, which made him slide down GC, which is a shame because he's been riding great and the guys have been delivering him really well. And again today they were working lovely. There's a crash at 3K which split it up a bit. Luckily Matt hadn't done anything all race, then he was left to fend for himself, but he's nice and fresh and can. And he's obviously got a lot of experience, and I think he's settled in nicely. He's starting to get belief in the guys for the way we're moving him around. So I think the future's bright for that. So yeah, we've done Turkey. We've had a couple of podiums in stages, and also taken a jersey and got a top 10 GC. So that's good. We've got another training camp coming up in Girona, and then we're in Belgium for a race. Monsieur, followed by, we were on Van Zwollo as well the day before, but that's been cancelled due to ill health of somebody that's in the organisation, not to do with any COVID things. And then Monsieur, then Rukven in Holland, and then we've got Olympia Tour straight after Rukven. So we've got another stage race in March. We've got a couple of races a week from next week. So by the time we get to Cicli Classic in April, we'll have done quite a lot and hopefully be in good shape to take that race on.
And a quick word about the signings, because you've got Matthew Tegart, you've got Ben Perry, you've obviously brought in Matt Gibson from Riddle last year. What's the thinking behind all of?
Well, I mean, we do quite a lot of specific races, classics, grippy stage races, but not mountainous. And I was keen to see Max go on to an Italian team, which we've been trying for a few years, because I felt he needs more races that suit him, and I needed to bring more guys in that would allow me to have more riders in that clutch moment of 20 guys at the back end that can finish it off, that can support each other and sprint. And also it had to be the right feel and the right blend. So bringing those guys in, and we've brought in 6 new riders. I let 8 go, but obviously I kept 10, so the core's still the same, but I think the changes have gone really nicely. Everyone's fitted in really well. It feels like a team that's been together for a long time already, which I'm really pleased. And everyone, I mean, Toby's the only new guy that's not really ridden with us much yet because of the cyclocross, but he'll be on the camp in Girona next week. And I think he'll fit in just fine. And I'm really pleased. We've got a couple of young guys. The two under 23s that probably performed best on the domestic scene last year are both with us. Josh wore the wrong kit today, which he'll learn from. I did tell him at the start, but he'll learn. He was a bit cold. But yeah, it's a really good squad. I'm really happy. I think we were late getting everything together. And luckily I've got a few really good sponsors have stepped in. WinSungod stepped up, and a couple of new ones with and an Alt 963. They've really supported us, and I think we're on a real nice trajectory to hopefully go further and higher. And it's just, I had to have a bit of faith with guys waiting for me, and I was telling them to go if they felt they needed to, because I wasn't confident. But luckily the majority stayed put, and now we've got a really nice squad. I think we can win some UCI races this year at a big level, and and obviously we're fighting hard to go pro Conti. So I think it's something that is in our future.
So that's what the ambitions are for this year. Is to make your mark in Europe and go pro Conti if possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily searching to go pro Conti by 23. 24 is my minimum target. I think 23 may still need to be a step through year. I think you need to run probably a dual calendar with the aspirations that we know we're going there in 24, but we've got a preparation year. You've got to lay in some of the anti-doping setups and things like that, while you haven't got the pressure of actually being pro Conti. And I think it'd be wise to have a transition, but you're going to need to have a split calendar. You're going to need to have the right level of process. So that's the aspiration. The brands that are currently attached are on the same trajectory. We're all talking already about how we get to that point. But with a long term, one of the sponsors, he works in 10-year cycles, and we're looking at a 10-year plan. And that's what we're trying to achieve. It's not going to be easy, because it's been really difficult to get to where we are. But I believe we're doing the right things, and I believe 80% of my squad could quite happily go up to pro Conti with no problem, and the other 20% have got to fight quite hard. But we'll see.
Proper jobs when they go pro Conti.
They've got to.
More pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I set my stall out to take on pro Conti teams now. And we do beat them. Have been beating them in Turkey. Yeah, as we're proving, we're riding alongside Uno X, which is a team I admire, but we're doing the job right, and we're doing it with them. And I think if we become pro Conti, I shall start setting my stall out to take on World Tour teams. So we'll see where we go.
Final word: the British calendar. How does that fit in with your?
Yeah, we'll do all the A's. We won't do many B's. I mean, I do this race because it's local to me. We support it. And
saves you having to drive up north.
Yeah, and we just do. But we'll do Nat B's where they fit. But we're taking obviously Europe as the priority. But we'll do all of the Nat A's. So we'll do obviously the Tour Series, the National Crit Series, and we'll do the National A Road Series, which all fits. We've been making it fit. Luckily, we've got the calendar just about early enough for it to be able to manipulate our calendar around it. We'll see how those races are as we get nearer to them, but potentially there's a good calendar.
Good luck in the training camp, which is where?
Girona. Then we can drop up to Montier quite easily.